that Archie Manning came out and said that his grandson, and knowing his grandson, he's going to be at Texas for 2 years. Let's start off with that. So in case you missed it, Archie Manning came out in an interview and said that he fully expects his grandson to be at the University of Texas for 2 years. Are we shocked by this at all? Or, I mean, why this got massive news coverage? Why is everybody shocked on this? NFL odds still have him as the number 1 overall pick. FanDuel still has him as the best odds to be the number 1 overall pick as well. But, Joe, are you buying that Arch Manning will be there for 2 years based off of what his uncles did as well, waiting until their senior year to leave?
To peel back this whole talking point and how it built up, this was all fan narrative. This was all fan talk wanting him to be the first overall pick and to declare and to see a big name like Manning and all the buzz come to fruition. But anyone in college football circles, NFL draft circles, talk to scouts, talk to anybody that's near the SEC, this was one of the worst kept secrets as soon as the page turned to the 2026 NFL draft. You ask anybody and they told you, no, he's not declaring. It doesn't, not only does it not make sense for him to declare, but he's been pretty clear in his own circles of the fact that he is not going to enter the 2026 NFL draft. Why would he have stayed at Texas when Quinn Ewers went back if he was only going to stay for one season? It does not make sense. He doesn't like to, I'm sure he loves Texas, but I don't think that he loved the thought of sitting for another season so much so that it would have delayed him getting to the NFL. He's in an amazing situation with a great offensive mind, calling plays for him on a loaded roster, and he has a shot in 2 years to win a national championship either this year or next year, and to win a Heisman this year or next year. The NFL is there. He's going to get there. He's going to get a legit shot because of his last name in the NFL, even if he doesn't live up to the hype at the college level. I don't understand why anyone thought that this was going to happen.
All right. If he has a ridiculous season and they win a national title, I can easily see him leaving. I think that there are a couple of things that play into a factor here. Number one, the reason Peyton and Eli did not go is based off of very different circumstances that did not play college football as they do today. Joe, if Sark leaves, like there's so many different things that can happen for him to want to enter the draft. I don't think any of those things happen. I actually agree with you, but I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit. Archie is saying based off of the decisions that he made for his sons, okay? And in the decision that he made, Eli, if you remember, came back his senior year. They were one game away against Nick Saban and LSU when he tripped of winning the SEC West and going to Atlanta and playing for the SEC championship game. Most of the Mannings, Peyton and Eli, had their most success when they went back for their senior year. I mean, I don't think that that's really any caveat. I don't really even think that that's an opinion. I think everybody can come to the conclusion that those were their best seasons. I understand that they have a formula, and Arch might fall specifically into that formula. However, let's pump the brakes on that a little bit. I do think they have one of the best front sevens. Anything can happen. So I don't want to come out here and be like, hey, it's unforeseeable. Also, I do think that there is a little something that if the Saints got the first overall pick, a decision will be made. I think there is only one team. They're not going to Cleveland. No. I do think that the Mannings had a very big hand. If you talk to people around here locally, I think that there was a hand in when they were asked who they liked as an offensive coordinator around the NFL, it was Kellen Moore. They made the dude their head coach. Okay? I think there are some things at play here. I think it just all depends, right? I do think New Orleans, for what it's worth, is the team to monitor here. I don't know if any of this happens. However, regardless of all of that, I think it goes back for 2027. It's what they do. It's in the formula. I heard Archie in 2008 and in 2009 at the Manning Passing Academy. He said, do you know what our formula is when it comes to quarterback play? We don't care about the money. We care about the reps, quote unquote. What he meant by that is both of his sons went back to get more reps before they went into the NFL. Okay. I just think he does come back. So what he says, it's not the end all be all. But we will see. I agree with you. I do think he goes back. Some things would happen that I think if they won it all, if they had a great season and he looked ready, I could see a move being made.
Here's also two intriguing thoughts to add into this.
Very quickly. Good. The Manning Oshner Hospital is the #1 title sponsor for the New Orleans Saints. They just took over their health. They just took over being a part of their health care. They just literally built a whole rehab facility for Gail with no expenditure. So just adding context of what I'm trying to mean here. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
They have been one of the most covered families in terms of how they evaluate landing spots for both previous sons, Peyton and Eli Manning. Peyton ended up with the Colts, which is a well-known franchise that has been committed to putting resources towards building winning teams, especially at the time when Peyton was drafted. And Eli to the Giants, which a team that wants to win. They avoided the Chargers because the Chargers, they might be good right now, but they have been very disorganized and mismanaged. I think that the Saints at the current moment, I understand what you're saying, that where he's from and the importance of the franchise in the history of the family means something. I don't think in this current moment, right this second, that's an environment that they would want
Archie to step
into because the offensive line's unsettled. They don't really have very many good receivers. It's the worst roster in the NFL, just to be quite frank. I think if you look ahead to 2027, though, there is an intriguing outlook to quite literally the two teams that his uncles played for possibly opening up. Jackson Dart played great in his preseason game. I'm hopeful that he ends up being the Giants guy, but a 2-year window of a late first-round pick, if he doesn't do well and there's a completely new coaching staff and front office with the Giants fans are hopeful. I wrote an article about this for A to Z Sports that by 2027, you'll know if Dart's the guy or not, and you can turn the page and you can take a swing on drafting Arch Manning. Same thing applies to the Colts. Maybe Anthony Richardson gets one more shot this year and he gets his shot into 2026. He's going to be out on his rookie deal, and then that gives the Colts an opportunity to maybe draft Arch Manning. I just think that when you look to 2027, there are better options that could open up that aren't open at the current moment that would be a lot better for Arch's long-term career than the Saints and then also the Browns, which Jimmy Haslam quite literally was quoted not that long ago saying, I think if you know the Manning family, I would bet that, and I don't know Arch at all, I'd bet he stays in college for 2 years.
Which he would know.
Yeah.
There's more Jimmy Haslam owns the Pilot gas stations for what it's worth. Yeah. There's more Pilot gas stations in the state of Louisiana. I'm just going to leave that there. He would know. I'm telling you, he'd know. I'm with you. I think he stays. I think that there are some circumstances that can happen where he stays. Now, Archie is plus 700 to win the Heisman. He's one of the top odds on FanDuel to win the Heisman. Texas is one of the top odds on FanDuel to win the national title. Anything can happen. I'm not completely sold that Sark is at his forever place either. So I know Texas fans will come in here and say, what are you talking? He's not a Texas guy, dude. He's a West Coast guy, right? Like, I don't think he's in his forever place. Maybe he gets a shot at the NFL. Whoever knows. I think there are always some things that can open up and happen, but we will see. But plus 700, would you sprinkle? Are you going to sprinkle a little money, by the way? Plus 700 on Arch Manning to win the Heisman?
To win the Heisman on FanDuel, I would. If I were to bet on the first overall pick, though, the two guys that I like, and the one that
I'm fading.
I picked Cam Ward to go first overall.
No, I'm fading Arch as the number one overall pick.
Yeah. Cade Klubnik, Fernando Mendoza would be the two guys that I would.
I can't go Fernando yet.
He's got a little Josh Allen.
You're not gonna sprinkle some money on Garrett Nussmeier?
No. I'd rather keep my money He's gonna go. He could go in the first round. I think it's very likely that he goes in the first round. I don't think he's gonna go first overall.